Welcome here. Every story is full of life, full of lessons, and full of hope. These are not just stories. They are journeys that inspire, paths that teach us courage, and moments that touch the heart. Today's story is about struggle, about courage, and about the light that shines even in darkness. It is a reminder to keep walking, to keep believing, and to never give up. Let's begin. In the crowded streets of the city, where cars honked and people rushed by, lived a boy named Rahim. He was only 14 years old. His clothes were torn, his shoes had holes, and his stomach was often empty. Every morning, Rahim sold peanuts at the bus stop. He shouted, "Peanuts! Fresh peanuts!" hoping someone would buy. Sometimes he earned a little money, sometimes nothing at all. But inside, Rahim lived a dream much bigger than peanuts. He wanted to study. Every day he passed by a school. He stopped for a moment to look through the gate. Children in clean uniforms carried books, laughing and learning. Rahim's eyes shined with longing. "I wish I could sit in a classroom just once," he whispered to himself. One evening, while searching in the garbage for empty bottles, Rahim found an old, torn notebook. The pages were dirty, but there were still blank ones left. He held it close to his chest as if it was treasure. "My own book," he said with joy. That night, under the dim light of a street lamp, Rahim opened the notebook. He did not know how to read properly. He only knew a few letters he had seen on signboards, but he began to copy them. His fingers shook, his writing was messy, but his heart was full. Some men passing by laughed. "Look at the beggar! He thinks he can become a scholar." But Rahim ignored them. He whispered to himself, one day, I will read like them." One afternoon, while Rahim was practicing in his notebook, an old man sat on the bench nearby. He had white hair, gentle eyes, and carried a bag of books. The man watched Rahim struggle with letters. Finally, he asked, "Son, what are you trying to do?" Rahim quickly hid the notebook, embarrassed. "Nothing, sir." But the man smiled kindly. "Don't be shy. Show me slowly." Rahim showed his messy letters. The man studied him and said softly, "Do you want to learn to read?" Rahim's eyes filled with tears. "More than anything, sir." "But I have no money, no school." The man nodded. "My name is Master Iqbal. I was a teacher before I retired. If you are ready to work hard, I will teach you here on this bench." Rahim's heart jumped. "Really? You will teach me?" Master Iqbal smiled. "Yes, because I see a fire in your eyes, and fire must never go wasted." From that day, every evening after selling peanuts, Rahim ran to the park bench where Master Iqbal waited. The teacher used chalk, sticks, even sand on the ground to teach letters, words, and numbers. Rahim's notebook slowly filled with neat writing. But it was not easy. Some nights Rahim was so tired and hungry that his hands shook. Sometimes he had no money to buy even one candle to study at night. Yet whenever he felt weak, Master Iqbal's words echoed, "Fire must never go wasted." So Rahim pushed himself. People in the market noticed Rahim studying. Many laughed at him. "Books don't fill your stomach, boy," one man said. "Better sell more peanuts than waste time with nonsense," another mocked. Even his friends from the street teased him. "Why study? We are born poor. We will die poor. Stop dreaming." Their words cut deep. But Rahim held his notebook close and whispered, "Dreams are free, and they can change everything." After a year, Master Iqbal said, "Rahim, you have learned well. Tomorrow there is a test for government schools. If you pass, you can join for free." Rahim's heart beat fast. A real school? A real chance? That night he could not sleep. He practiced letters and numbers under the street lamp until his eyes hurt. The next day, he sat among many children in clean uniforms. He felt out of place in his torn clothes, but he focused on the paper in front of him. His hands trembled, but he remembered all the nights of struggle. He wrote with all his heart. A week later, the list was put up. Rahim pushed through the crowd to see. His eyes searched the paper desperately, and then he saw it. Rahim Khan passed. Tears filled his eyes. He ran to Master Iqbal and hugged him. "I did it, sir. I really did it. The old teacher's eyes shined with pride. No, Rahim, we did it. Your hard work and my little help. But remember, this is only the beginning. School was not easy. Rahim had no proper shoes, no bag, no lunch. Some children looked down on him. Teachers were strict. Sometimes he thought of quitting. But then he remembered his past, selling peanuts, being laughed at, holding a torn notebook under a street lamp, and he told himself, I did not come this far to stop now. He studied harder than anyone else. He borrowed books, stayed late at the library, and asked endless questions. Slowly, his grades improved. Years passed. Rahim grew from a street child to a strong young man with knowledge in his eyes. He decided, I will become a teacher. I will give other poor children the chance that I got. Master Iqbal, now very old, smiled with tears. That is the best dream, my son. Knowledge grows only when it is shared. Rahim worked day and night to prepare for the college entrance exam. Many told him, it's too hard. Students from rich families are your competition. But Rahim whispered to himself, dreams don't check bank accounts. They check hearts on the exam day, he wrote with every drop of strength in him. Weeks later, the result came. He had passed, with high marks. Years later, in a small classroom in the same city, children sat waiting. Their clothes were torn, their eyes tired, but their hearts were curious. A young man entered. His face was calm, his eyes full of light. He placed an old, torn notebook on the desk. Good morning, children, he said. My name is Rahim Khan. Once I was like you, poor, hungry, and without hope, but one teacher changed my life, and now I am here to change yours. The children clapped. Some smiled with tears. Rahim looked at the notebook and whispered, Fire must never go wasted. This is not just a story about a poor boy. It is a story about belief, hard work, and the power of education. Rahim's journey reminds us, poverty is not the end. Laughter of others cannot decide your future. And one teacher, one book, or even one torn notebook can change a life forever. So whenever you feel small, remember Rahim, because no dream is too big for a heart that refuses to give up.